give things to people, like help people out, whether that's, energy, time, money, whatever that is. That's something that I really enjoy doing, and I get a lot in return for it. And, that's kind of got me in places where I haven't necessarily agreed with certain people. Just, I'm not talking about in the last 30 days or whenever, I'm just talking about in my life. But I don't play the victim role. I know everything is about me and everything is about you. Just like I know it's all about me, it's all about you guys. And, at the end of the day, you have to protect, your peace. You have to protect your life, your energy. And, you all have a certain way that you see yourself in life and you want to be. But it comes down to the action and the things that you have to take in the moment to create that. And people aren't going to agree with it at the end of the day. They might be your family. They might be people that you grew up with. They might be people that, you've known forever. But at the end of the day, it's just about, how do you want to live in your life? How do you want to be in your life? That's something that's so important. All the lessons I've tried to help the people out in the last 2.5 years, including you guys that are on right now, the things that I've been trying to do, it's all been the same things. They've heard people just get upset, people get mad. It is what it is. It's not, I'm not out here doing people wrong or hurting people or anything like that. That's why I have everything that's in place in the correct ways and doing things and trying to help people just get better, just get out of their own way. That's why I've really been focusing on, in this 90-day sprint, like why I said in my post, why I always repost that, because most of you guys follow me. If I don't lose people over the next 90 days, then I didn't do something right. And I already knew the different things that I was going to be looking at doing, because I'm 29. I've lost, and it's not a loss, and you guys can probably attest to this in your own life, is, you have people that you've been friends with, and there's the seasons, right? You have all these different seasons in life, and you were a really good friend for a season in your life. Somebody was a really good partner for you for a season in your life. You had a great relationship with your mom and dad for a season in your life. You had a really great run at your job for a season in your life. And then it passes, right? And what we tend to do is we tend to hold on and harbor that energy. And we only make it worse by continuing to live in that, because we want to keep making something happen or the way that it was when it was just a season. That's all it was. And people are going to choose to stay in your life, to continue to treat you the same way, to continue to pay you the way that they did, to continue to bring you on the job the way that they did, to continue to do things with you and their family that they did. And they're going to choose to do that until they don't. And see, what people have a problem of doing is just letting go and just letting it be and say, oh, you're being this way to me, and I'm trying to force the way I believe onto you and get you to do things the way I do, but that's just not how you are anymore. And you're choosing to be different. But it's me, I'm the one who's holding on to all this. We used to be like this. You used to do this for me. You used to go to this place. I can't believe that this happened like this. But it's just a season. And see, when you understand that, and when you just let people be them, and instead of actually like looking at people and being like, oh man, you're supposed to be like this, you're supposed to be like that. No. Whenever you just literally just allow people to be them, it'll be revealed. That's why I would say the truth is never told, it's revealed. You're just going to see how people really are at the end of the day. And it's like it's literally just like the quote whenever they talk about what a wise person once says, let people do what they want to do so you can see what they'd rather do. And whenever you know that, that'll answer all the questions that you have. I'm going to say it again so you can really get it real quick. Let people do what they want to do so you can see what they would rather do. Literally. That simple. Give people the option. Let them do what they want to do. And I'm saying this to you guys because these are life lessons, like all life lessons that I've learned and things that I've seen. And it's why I keep passing the test. I continue to pass it and I continue to get better. And that's what I'm trying to pass on, to each and every one of you guys. It's just when things come up, you got to take ownership for them at the end of the day. And you got to see, like, look inward and be like, okay, how can I get better in this moment? How can I take what's going on with me right now and how can I take the next step forward to get better? And that's one of the biggest things that we can all do. And never play that victim role. That'll never get you anywhere. And just be like, yo, I got to level up right now. I got to get better. So that's something that, I wanted to share with you guys. But, but let's get it popping and cracking on this lovely back testing. So we're going to get it in on the back testing rad. What am I looking for? Let's see. We did what? USD CAD, we did NZD USD, we did GBP JPY. We've done 3 different things on back tests. Let's do gold. I feel like gold will be a good one to go and look at gold because that thing moves fast and it moves fast. So I feel like that would be a nice little one to look at. How do I, there we go. Good old gold. I'm gonna take this markup off. Let's see. We'll go back. Yeah, I feel like gold will be a good one because it moves so quickly. I'm gonna go to just trying to find some goodies, some goodie bags from a minute ago. Hey, let's get it. We're gonna get about a month of back testing in. I accidentally just didn't fix this. What date is this? The 21st? Let's see how much we can get done on this. Okay, I'm about to pop this thing bigger. I hear my voice. I hear my voice. Oh, dang. This thing ain't on. All right. Let's look at gold, y'all. Let me pull this thing up here. Oh, yeah, I don't need to go over that. We're good. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, biggest thing we have to get down is doing this the correct way, making sure that you take the adequate amount of time that it takes to let the market build up. This actually happened in our lifetime. This was in August of last year. So didn't clear it too close in the last year, put it a little bit further back so that we can do this. But you guys know step 1, you define your trading strategy. So what we're looking for, and I don't know how you guys have this written down, like I don't know how you have it, but when you talk about defining your trading strategy, you're a trend trader. That's what you write down. Trend break and retest, order block, double bottom, double top. That's what you have written down. Now, they don't necessarily all have to occur at the same time. It's not something that must occur at the same time. But when those different things do occur at the same time, it does help. Okay? It does help. That's something that definitely is beneficial. Now, from the different things that we talked about at the retreat and talking about how we're a business and just all of that, right? There's business decisions that each of you guys have to make whenever you're doing this, right? And so again, I'm just going to reiterate, I'm not telling you exactly like when to take out your trade. I'm just simply showing you in the way that I look at scaling in on my trades, right? Because I have a specific way that I like to do it. And this is kind of up to you guys to, how you want to do your scaling, right? If you want to do a small position at 3 to 1, and then your next position take that out at 3 to 1, and your last position take that out at 3 to 1, then you're going to make 9 total percent if you do a 1% risk per trade. That I just say don't go over 10% a trade. That's just, I'm just trying to be helpful in things that I've learned in my journey, the things that have helped me. So again, I'm just trying to be upfront with how to do things in one of the more beneficial ways. But again, it's kind of up to you how you want to create all this within yourself, right? So when we look at this, we're looking at the define, right? The second step is start. So we're starting with higher time frames. That's where we're at right now. All we're going to do is, since we know our trading strategy, we just go and we look for levels of money. So when we look at it, all we want to do is actually find where the real money is at. So looking at this, there is liquidity sitting in that zone right there. Whenever you look at kind of like this through here, there's liquidity sitting in that zone right there. There's money sitting here, right? There's money sitting like here. There's money sitting here. There's money sitting all the way up here. There's money sitting all the way over here. There's zones everywhere. But again, we're looking at relevancy. That's what we're looking for in the market, is we're really, really looking for relevancy in this, okay? So what we want to look for is, where are the places in which the market reverses at? That's it. That's all we're looking at. So there's the low. This is money. So any peak and valley is money. So there's a valley, there's a peak, there's a valley, there's a peak, there's a valley, right? This is a peak up here. So when we see this, again, when the market is above a trend line, you're a trend trader, right? You're a trend trader. If the market breaks below it, you become a trend break and retest trader. So that's what we're talking about. So you're a trend trader until you're not, and then that's your M top right there. So when you're trading, the trend trading strategy is just literally just a trend trade for an uptrend, and then a trend break and retest for a downtrend. The trend break and retest merges in with M tops, because usually what happens, with that, this would be a trend break and what retest, which marries into what, a big M top. That's how that works. So, and then it's the same thing for a double bottom. If your double bottom gets broken, like this would be it right here. It would come all the way down. It would hit over, tap that line right there. That's a trend break and retest. That's your double bottom. There's your move right there. That's how that works. So that's why I say, whenever these things kind of like marry together, it makes for a more dynamic system. You feel me? And so those are important to be able to see that, to be able to pay attention to that. Those are all really, really important things, to be able to see. So again, we start with the higher time frames because we want to know where the real money is at. Banks, I'm telling you, they don't go below the daily. They don't care about it because they can move the market. They literally have the ability to move the market. Why would they sit and waste their time trying to go way below the daily to look for things whenever they know all the money is from daily, weekly, and monthly? There's no reason for them to do that. So on this one in specific, this is kind of what we would be looking at here. And very important thing to remember is, when we are trading, guys, and we're doing things, kind of like this, right? And I have like how I have this line pulled up here, right? When we're trading and we see this, like these are the lines, you could pretty much go like here. That'd honestly be your line right there, as the close of the candlesticks off of the weekly, this would be your line. And even if you were going to like pull it to the closes, then you could go to the tips of that right there. Remember, when we go monthly, weekly, daily, you want to see price trade in that level to see if it is really a reversal zone in real time. Now, unless you can get a 50 pip stop loss and below, I wouldn't. That's kind of like whenever I see like, oh, this is a 50 pip stop loss or below, chances are I'm going to get immediately taken out and it's going to go against me and I'm going to trade break and retest, or it's going to be a trade that immediately hits that liquidity, builds up in that zone anyway, and then takes off up or down. So whenever when it's underneath my stop loss zone, I'm cool. Like I'll take it. But again, this is just what I would do. So finding what works best for you is, something you have to find. So this is our weekly zone. This is where current market price is. This is exactly where market price is at. So this is what we want to focus on. We're really focusing on that. So here we have a zone of liquidity. You see this right here? See how you have this high that gets created and it spikes down? And see how you have this push up right here and it stops right there? This is a zone of liquidity. So this is kind of like how we would talk about an order block. So just basically you keep an eye on this right here. This is what we're looking at. So we want to see if price comes down and reaches that level, does it respect it? And when we hit the daily, what we're going to be doing is we're going to figure out, okay, when we hit the daily zone, we want to see the market actually reject that level. So I'm going to pop it over to the day. Okay. So now we're here. So here's our zone. You guys can kind of see how you have that there. You can see reversal. This is the M top right there. You see that there. You see price break through and does what? Break and retest. Boom right there. Boom right there. You can see that. Boom right there. You can see an M top get created right up here. This is a zone of liquidity. There's so many different trading opportunities that literally start to flow with this. This is the close of the candlesticks right here of the daily. See that? Close of the candlesticks through here. Close of the line chart, sorry. So when you look at this, here's your line chart there. That's where the most money is sitting at. If you wanted to pull your little lovely line like this, it's pretty much the zone. So you can see that, that's what you're looking at there. You guys can see literally what we're looking at. And this is the daily zone. So this is what we're seeing here. So now what we're doing is we're going to hit step 3 here in a second, which is going to be the shift. Remember, the shift is shift to smaller time frames to have your entry exit plan. So we need to see if price actually respects this line, because this is money from back in June 8th of 2020. We're on March the 3rd of 2021. You see that? So when we're on that, what we're doing is we're like, okay, I need to know, where the money is at in that level. There's looks like zone straight through here. You can see that. There is like a downtrend pretty much sitting right there. You can see that right there. And those are like your main daily lines. Like those are all your main daily lines. If we were trading, break and retest on gold right here, this would be our break and retest zone right there. See that? So that would be our zone and what we would be looking at. So what we're seeing is we want to see price come to this level. And again, I tell you guys, it's better to miss the trade, to let the trade build up too long than get in the trade too early. I'm going to say that again. It's better to miss the trade because it's in the zone too long than it is to be the first person in the trade. When you guys get with real money in the market, okay, not something that says a live account and has no money in it, or not anything like that. I'm talking about when you actually get into like a real actual market with live money. Number one, you're only going to have 1 to 500 leverage, no more max than that. Number two, The bank is actually backing you. They are that, which means their money is at risk, right? This is not just you. You're in with the big dogs. You're in the market with them. Like that, like that's actually where you are. You're in the market with them, and you are actually a player in this market. You actually have something going on inside of this market. So, with that being said, what you got to do is you have to play by their rules. And it's not a bad thing. You're going to get paid. But the thing is, why people can't actually make money in trading is their mindset. That's it. And you guys can just attest to it right now. Any of you guys who are on this journey for years at a time, you're like, yeah, I mean, when I get a winning trade, I want to take my trade out. Like I'm more focused on taking the profits immediately because I don't want to miss out on profit. And instead, I love to let my losers ride and just be like, man, I'm going to let this thing ride all the way to stop loss and lose or move it. But you don't do the flip side of it on the opposite side where you move your take profit even more and even more and even more and let that thing keep riding, or at least let it hit take profit. So it's all mindset. In this moment, whenever you have your trading strategy, here is the lines that actually matter. So do you understand that these lines right here, when the market gets over to here, guys, and June 18th of 2021, these lines may not matter. So remember, I'm saying this because I don't want you guys to forget that it's all about real-time money. It's all about letting the market actually build up in real time. So here's your daily chart, guys. Here it is. This is what we're looking for to happen. Now we're going to shift this thing down, and we'll see this here, okay? So you can see this. This is the 4-hour chart. So when you see this, this is the daily chart, remember? See that daily chart there? You can see the pullback right there. You can see the breakthrough there. There's your pullback. That's your break and retest. And I always say let about 3 days pass of the day. So that's 1, 2 days right there. That would have been one that you wouldn't have gotten. See that? Like if I were to pull this correctly and actually do this with the close of the candlesticks and do this the right way, here would be the setup about right here, right there. That would be the setup right there. See that off the day? So this is the 3rd day that's underneath right there. So anything that comes back up there, that is a trade right there. That's a trade. Anything that comes back over there. So when you look at this here, right, here's your zone. So it pretty much gives you your stop loss right there. So this is the break and retest of the support through here, like this. See that? So there's your support where the money is at. This is a break and retest of a trend. Okay, see that there? So this, see how this comes before that? So this is where your trade is going first, and then if it reaches that, that's where your trade is at next. And then the next place that your trade is going to go is this line right here. All you would do is just duplicate this line like that. That's it. So these are all your zones of money. So when we look at this and we measure this, what's the size of this? This is a 100 pip zone right here. So that's a pretty big stop loss within this zone. So you would want this thing to get deeper back into the zone is what you'd be looking for. What is that line? Did it just do that? Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. It did the break and retest of the, got it. Got it. That's what that line is. I myself got confused. I didn't know what that line was at first. I was like, what is this line? So you can see that break and retest of that trend also. So now we start. Now now we just do allow. So we started, we did define start. Now we shifted. Now we're on the hour time frame. This is the zone of money that we're looking at. So the last step is allow. Allow the market to come to you. That's all we're doing. We just allow the market to come to us. So if you want gold 1,000 pip stop loss or 100 pips, so basically how this would look is this. Again, I'm not too into doing stop losses this big, so like that's kind of my zone through here I'd be looking at. So it would be kind of like that would be stop loss 1. So I'd pretty much have to go like here because that is the stop all the way there. that's pretty much what I would have to look at. Me, I would be perfectly 1000% okay with taking my trades about right there, shifting this thing down to like here-ish, somewhere down like into this zone, somewhere into this area. If I wanted to take the trade off of this zone, I'm cool with that too. But just because I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do it, and you guys may not, this is how I'm going to trade this. So when we look at this setup, I would trade this setup kind of like this. So I'm not going to go such a massive stop loss. I'm actually going to look at this real quick and see how price trades in this zone so I can make an assessment of what I want to do this. So I'm probably going to pull this a little tighter through there. Yeah, backside's going to come up some more. I'm just looking at how I would do this. Assess it through there, close of that candle. Daily. That's pretty much how I'm looking at that now. And yeah, this is what I'm looking at. So here's that trade. Stop loss through here. So I'm just looking at this. Gold, I don't have a problem with doing like a 75 pip stop loss because that thing flies. So I'm going to be looking at about here-ish, about 1750. I'm going to go stop loss 75 there, clone this, shift this to about here, pop that there. So these are the trades I'm doing right now, and it's literally going to be at the very back of that zone. So that's what I would be looking at, and we play it. So there is my trades. Let's see if it hits it or not. I would be looking at that. I'm not worrying about this spike right here in liquidity. If price spikes up to there, I would take that trade, by the way. So we'll see if it hits it or not. We may or may not get a hit. And we know what we're looking for price to come down to here in this zone. Okay, so let's not forget that. So those are the trades I'm looking at trading, but if it hits it, it does. If it does, it doesn't. So we keep in mind, this is what we're looking at, okay? So we keep this in mind, price to come down to this zone right here and to watch what it does. Remember, we're not taking a trade off instant execution at this zone. That's not what we're doing. So do not forget that. Shift this back over, let it play, and see if it actually hits that. I don't know why my lines didn't adjust, but it just didn't adjust them. There we go. They're adjusted now. So let it keep rolling. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, see how price is getting close to that line. So this, done, this is done, this is done right here. These are done. Those trades are done. This is retail. Don't forget, this is retail zones right here. Retail trades right there. That is a trend zone right there, but those are retail zones. We don't want to mess with retail zones. This right here is the first touch of that. Measure it, look at it, see the size of this, okay? 100 and basically 90 pip zone. Definitely not going to take a trade off that 190 pip zone. It's too big of a, it's too much. Like it's too big, and I want it to be deeper inside of the zone. So these are the zones through here. We're going to keep letting this thing do what it does. Pull this back. Remember, we're back testing, so I'm trying to do this as good as possible. These things are going to take a really long time to get to. Here is our zone, as we see. There's our zone. This is the tip of the wick right there. Remember that? Tip of the wicks right here. We're not initially taking this trade yet. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. It is better to not be the first person in the market, okay? So, meaning you don't have to enter off of this immediately. Unless you have a clear defined stop loss, I would just not mess with that, okay? Let's look back at the daily and make sure we're not missing any kind of trend off of the daily. See how I went back to this? Nick, this was something that we talked about gold a couple weeks ago when you said you were waiting on gold to come back at that zone. And that's why I'm saying this, because this is kind of like an example where if this daily zone built up immediate sellers, you don't want to miss that. So I'm just saying that to anyone, because these aren't the end all be all zones. Remember, price is constantly changing, literally every single second. So that's why the banks don't, they only trade off daily, weekly, and monthly, because they know price is going to change every single second. So the best thing for them to do is be where the monthly, weekly, daily are, where they have much more support of other banks trading and other hedge funds, because they're also going to be trading off of those zones. And then it's just a battle of who's going to win after that. Okay. So we're going to let the daily build up in this zone right here. The daily will build up in that zone and we'll get an idea. Okay. So see kind of how like this would be the a trade for us right there. And we'd be like, oh, double bottom. No, this is all retail right here. This is retail zones through here. Okay. Not that this doesn't align really good. It's not that that doesn't align good, but what I'm trying to do is keep you guys, off of the market all the time and just check it every day at the end of the day or towards the end of the day, right? And not have to sit there and worry about it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get everyone to see. Okay. So here is gold now coming through here. Here we go within this zone. And we will have an idea of this thing actually, an idea of whenever retail meets daily zone, whenever it meets that, that's going to be that's going to be a really good indication if it breaks that zone right there off of this zone here. Okay. So when we look at this, that's going to be a really, really good indication for us. So here's the zone off of the hourly. Again, you make the decision if you would come in and say, I'm going to take this trade or not. So whenever price is here, this is all a decision that you make. Again, all a decision that you make. Here's your zone here. Here's your zone. From this is the strongest point of reversal, like there, right here. This is all the strongest point of reversal. See that? Close of the candlesticks, and see it here. Strongest point of reversal right there. There you go. Strongest point of reversal. See? So that's where price is going into. Come over to here. And you look at this. These are all decisions that you make, guys. So when you see this, that's a better box that I drew through here. That right there is 1,000 pips. That's 100 pips right there. That's all 100 pips. Gold is going to be one where you're going to need to do, in most cases, 50 to 100 pip stop losses in gold is not going to be like a terrible thing. 50 to 100 pips. But for me though, I like to do but like no more than 75, and I'm usually trying to stick around 50 because I'll be patient enough to let gold actually build up. So again, these are your zones here. This is going to give you the indication of the move. Here's a trade down here. You make that decision. I wouldn't personally put anything in that instance, but we know what this thing actually represents right there. We know that this actually represents, through here, this represents the daily reversal zone. This is the liquidity. So this thing's sitting up. Every time that 1500 hits, that's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This is whenever the market closes. You see this? A decision. This is like going even more in depth of what we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. And this is why I only want to work with the same consistent people for the next bit, because it's so much easier to not have people bouncing in and out, and I can go over the same thing and people don't get confused. This is right here is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This is when the day closes. It's important to understand this, guys. Like you can see these zones right here. This is your retail zone that actually marries with an order block zone. Okay. When you have the base of this setting here like this, when you have a base like this, okay, this is what you need. Remember, it's these, okay, the gold zones, these gold zones are these gold zones, are these gold zones, okay? They're these gold zones. It's just a highlighted gold zone, right? I can change it to where this isn't a highlighted gold zone, but this is like an order block sitting like diagonally. This is an order block sitting diagonally. This is an order block sitting diagonally. This is an order block sitting to horizontally, okay? When you have these retail zones marry with these big order block zones, that's just like right through here when this thing goes and you got this order block zone right here all the way through here. This is a whole order block right there. That's a diagonal one. This is a horizontal one. When you have this whole thing like this come up like that, that's what and you have your retail trade. If this would have came here and then hit right there, right? So watch. If it would have done this right here, okay, so you got retail trend right here, hit an order block of the bigger time frames. Then you got pull back here, retail support down there, then retail trend hit with the order block selling zone. That's exactly giving you money right here, guys. That's what I talk about when I say let it come down to the hourly to define your stop loss. I would literally rather let this thing come here and look this great on the eyes and say this thing say this same formation hits this order block zone right here. You take this, you clone this line just like this, literally just like this. Put it to about right there. Measure this zone right here. Tell me how many pips that is. Right there. 74 pips. That's 74 pips on that zone right there. That means you can get literally in this zone, do this the correct way. Here, pop this thing about right there. Let me see this. So from the tip of this back right here, so that's 50. Let me just make sure I'm not tripping. Tip of the zone here. Okay, yeah, 50 pips. That's what I thought. I did not think that was 70 pips. 50 pip stop loss zone in here. That means you can go a 60 pip stop loss right here to here. You can go a 30 pip stop loss. Or you can go 60, 45, or you go 60, 40, 20, like that. Half it every time. 60, 40, 20. You can do that every single time and not get your stop loss hit. That's what I'm talking about, is let it build up. So when you do you see this right here? You see this build up right here? Here's your zone all the way through here. Here's your zone all the way through here. It marries with that order block zone. You can see that. I've condensed this down enough now. This has been condensed down enough now here. That's my zone. We are looking at 93 pips from that area right there. We're looking at 93 pips from there. Your trade can come off of this right here. Do you see this now? So you do this correctly, watch. And I'm not gonna count this. I'm not gonna count this, but this is how you would do this, guys. So here's your zone. You'd put it, and I'm not looking down here. I'm looking here to here to here is what I'm looking at. So I'd probably extend this out a little bit to about right there. Just for the fun, here's how this works. You're taking them like this, okay? So I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm not going to count this. This is not going to be a part of something I'm going to count. I just want you to see this. We're going to get into some ones that we're going to count because I don't want you guys to miss this, okay? You're going to measure it off of this here. Here it is here, okay? So this is your zone, like through here. That's giving you the adequate stop loss. That's what I talk about, letting it come down to the hourly. So here is your zone right there. That's 30, like 30, let's just say 33, 30, let's say 35 pips. You pull this, and let's say you want to do 50, right? You're doing it 15 pips below. Gold, you're going to want to do over 10 pips from that high. You're going to want to do about 15 to 20 pips. So there's the trade right there. So you pull it here, like here's your little zone. See how that works on that zone right there? You can see that here. That's the biggest stop loss. So you're pulling this down like this. So that's how you're looking at taking this trade through here, guys, like that. So now you don't go all the way up there. You want to see price react. See how the hourly reacts there and it goes up? There's your trade right there. That's how you'd be looking at that right there. Barely survives the stop loss, would hit every single position off of that exact zone right there. So you see that? Literally, we took it here. We would go, the low would be, oh, I can't see it. It is at 1676.9. Our stop loss is at 1676.2. That would survive right there. So you look at this right here, that would survive. That's your trade right there off of that zone. Now, that's just simply doing it off of coming down and shifting to the smaller time frames. And again, that's why I said I'm not counting this trade, but I just want you guys to see your 3-to-1 is hit off of this trade right here, okay? Your 3-to-1's hit off that trade. You see that? That's your biggest position. So you're going 50, 35 or 50, 30, 15, or you're going 50, 30, 20. I don't know. And so that one right there, this one, you're looking at March 21st or March 8th, and this is March 9th. So that's in one day. You're literally putting that trade in at the end of New York session, checking it at the end of the session, at the end of Asia New York close, which is right here at 10 in the morning. This is actually New York. This is actually New York session right here. And then here's your in the close. And then by the next day, you're gonna be at the. Let's just see. Just play it. Okay. So by the next day, you're sitting at on this trade 7.7 to 1. So that means your final position's like almost tripled. So seeing that, this is why I'm saying, guys, when you're looking at this, oh boy, I almost really messed that up. When you're looking at this, guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is your zone of liquidity right there. No, that thing didn't go and build up a crazy amount of days or anything like that at that level. It went down there, it popped it one day. Well, actually, no, I can't say that it really didn't. It hit it 1 day, 2 days. Yeah, it hit it 1 day, 2 days, and that was day 3 right there. That was on day 3 within that level. So that thing did spend some time sitting right there. It popped it right there as well. It came down to this level right there. So this zone actually matters right now. That zone actually matters right now. So now when we get in here, what y'all know is we know what to do. This zone here, let me do this real quickly. This is retail zone right here. This is the retail zone. So look at the day, okay? So when we look at this, we're going to be looking at the daily time frames, okay? This is not easy on the eyes. I don't trade retail I do not trade these retail zones on break and retest. It's literally pointless, okay? This married in with that, we're done with this. This doesn't matter anymore, okay? We are simply letting the market run right here. So again, I'm not counting that. The reason I'm not counting is I already seen what happened. That's why I wasn't counting it. I already seen the day candle go up, and I don't want you guys feeling like I'm cheating on the day candle. But that would be a trade that if I seen that right now in gold, the whole damn farm would get bought right there easily. So we're going to extend this back. Remember our good buddy zone up here? Remember we have this zone here? Okay. We're not going to use this as an anchor point stop loss. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Okay. This high here is not going to be our stop loss for right there. Okay. So what do I mean by that? let's see here. So right there, this, we're not going to use it. So meaning like I'm not going to sell it here and put a stop loss all the way up here. See that? Because I'd be using that wick right there. I'm going to let price get into this level right here. This is the zone I'm looking for, okay? I want price to go up and hit this level off the hourly. I want to see it hit it. So watch this. I'm going to wait because I need to see if this is still a sell zone from March 1st. Is it still going to be a sell zone on March 10th? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the daily chart, right? So here's our daily chart. This is what we're looking at there. This is what we need to see. Is that going to be a zone? So what I want to do is I need to let price actually build up there. So we're going to let price tell us the story. So now we just wait. That's all we do is wait, guys. That's our next trade of entry. That's our next allow. That's step 4. That's the next time that we allow price to reach. Okay. So now it's coming up here. Let me see some rejection. Rejection. I need to see some rejection. I need to see some kind of pullback down. Okay. So see that right there? Now, price come up to here, I'm in all day. Because guess what? There's my stop loss right there. There's my stop loss. So now we pull it back here. Let's look at this real quick. Give me rejection. Again, I am so patient. Like, I literally will be so patient. I am not worried about this, me missing a trade and being like, oh my God, I missed this trade. I'm good. You come back up there, you hit my order, I'm chilling. Like that's my order. I'm coming in there. If this thing if this thing here under 50 pips, remember the under 50 pip. We just call it the under 50 pip rule. We'll just say that, the under 50 pip rule. Under 50 pips, I'm taking the trade. I'm just gonna say that, throw that out there because that's exactly what I would do every time. I go look at it and I'm like, oh, this thing's under 50 pips. Yep, let me go ahead and snag that. If it's not, I'm not about to sit here and trade this thing because it's most likely it's got a new set of volume. So we're looking at 70 pips. I'm just going to chill on it. You go up and you tell me what you want to do. Guess what we have right here? Break and retest through here. That is a break and retest that marries with, so that means we're not taking retail break and trend. This is retail trend, okay? Retail uptrend. That's dumb money right there. That's why that thing got wiped through. Now you come back up and hit me right here. What do we have that's most likely going to happen all the way to the upside up here if that happens? Oh, a God blessed M top off of retail that tells us exactly where our stop loss is going to go. It's going to go right there. That's exactly where it's going to go. So what we're going to do is not click that button, but what we're going to do is we will let price go up there. That's what we want. So this is me coming down to the smaller time frames. I would love for price to go up there. Now, what I'm going to be looking at is I'm going to be looking at taking trades like this, okay? So let's look at this. I'm going to go from about right here. This is going to be my trade because I'm doing an M top. That's what I'm going to be looking at doing. So here's the zone right here. Off of that zone, I'd probably shift it at about, I'd probably go, how many pips is that? That's 50. So I'm going to go 70 right here like this. This is what I'm going to be looking for, okay? So here's my zones. Here's my trades, right? So now let's see. Now I don't know what happens. So we're gonna see what we do. So 70. I need to bring this up a little bit for it to be 50. Boy, don't quit. Okay, there we go. It's about 50 pips. You stop being so perfect. Because what I'm doing is I'm trading here. I'm not trading off this line. I'm trading just M top. So there, and about there. And that should get every single one of my positions in. And we are looking at that right there. That's about our trades. So let's see what happens. See if it comes up there or not. Let's break your retest off that. Doesn't hit it. Where's our next trade? Okay, that thing's already went. No trade for us in that. Done. That's done. Now, do you guys see what we have coming up? Do you guys see how, okay, if price goes down to this line, I don't want you guys to miss this. This is looking for sure like a double bottom off of the day. Yeah, that's major double bottom. Look at that. Boom, boom. That's going to be exactly what we're looking for, is going to be double bottom trades if that comes up there. Because again, that trade already happened. That one already went, did what it needed to do. So because I was going to take my trade right here, you guys remember? So that was going to be my trade up in there. That tells me my level, my zone. Okay. So that's what I want to see happen. Is it going up there? That is not what I'm trying to do off of this here. Here's the zone up there. Here is the trade all the way here. I would have to adjust this thing off of this here. Here's our trades through here. Back. So that was my M-top trade. This is not an M-top trade anymore. This is a trend trade right here. Okay. This is our trend through here. The break and retest model here. Pull this out. I'm going to pop this right here. So just watch. 4. Okay. Here's what we're looking at. Here, here, here. Trend break and retest. This is what we're going to be looking at right here. Retest, retest. That's what we're going to be looking at through there. This is trend break and retest. That right there is the retest zone, guys. Break and retest. That is the break and retest. I'm going to say it again. That is the break and retest. So that is what we're looking to take a trade off of that, but we waited because of the size of stop loss. This thing comes back up here. The reason I rewound it is I don't want you thinking that that little thing that it just did, like what it just did, that's not coming back to a retesting point. Okay. This is different. This thing even stopped all the way down there. This is different through here. Okay. This is going to help you guys not lose unnecessary money. You feel me? You won't lose unnecessary money. There's no other retail zone that has came up within this area unless price would have rejected right here, shot down. That would have been a peak, because remember, the peaks and the valleys tell you where the real money is at. Okay, that's why I said if price comes back down to here, I'm buying this all day because it's got double bottom written all over it. That right there's got double bottom written literally all over it. Come back over here, okay? This right here is this. We were looking at an immediate trade to hit right there off of this level right here, which was the end of the day. The next daily candle would have shot up right here and hit right there, and it would have shot down. Look at this. See this here? See how price shot all the way down there, but it didn't hit that our entry? We were essentially correct on the direction that it could have moved. And yes, it did move what, 260 pips, but it needed to go up and hit our order. Remember, allow is the last part. You must be patient and allow the market to come to you. The market coming up to here like this, guys, this is retail zone. This is not this, or sorry, this isn't retail zone. That's a retail zone, but this right here has broken the break and retest. You feel me? That's broken the break and retest off of this zone. So that's not a trade that I'm going to be taking, because the true break and retest would have actually hit it right here, or kind of how it did, and then came down. So again, you let those days build up over and over again. So here's your zone. Now watch this. Let's see the day. Let's go look at the day. How many daily candles do we have? Okay. 1, 2. That's the second day. We're on day 2 right now. Literally, we're on day 2. This is literally day 2 right here. This is about to be, that day just closed. This is day 2 right now. Okay. Retail zone right here. This is retail zone. Not taking trades off of this. This is not on our break and retest. Break and retest was back here. So you see that? These are all retail zones right through here. All this is. See how this helps you not get into trades? Look, stop loss would have gotten hit right there. Retail zone right there. See that? Retail zone. Stop loss 100% would have gotten hit. This is all retail zone through here. We don't touch these kind of trades. This isn't what we look at trading. Okay. What do we have approaching over here? Let's go look at it. There's something that's approaching. What is it? We're going to look at it. Daily downtrend. Price has got to actually hit this. Do you see how every time price builds up right there, you can see the stop loss? See how price builds up right there, you can see the stop loss? So we don't really have it through here because that was the initial drop. But do you see how price builds up right there off that second touch? See how price builds up off that second touch? We are coming to the downtrend right here. This is not a zone we are concerned with. You guys know this now. Here is the next zone that we are concerned with. What is the stop loss looking like on this? Would we initially take this trade off of a touch? No. 90 pip stop loss. It's actually going to be over 100 pip stop loss. So now what we need to see is price build up off of the day. So now all we're waiting on is this, guys. That's it. So this is one, you see now why I say don't just simply trade one pair, because it's going to take some time. Now, we started in March. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that spike up right here. It's spiked into liquidity, guys. Do you see how there was no buildup in liquidity? See how this right here didn't happen right here? Remember what this signified right here? It was that break and retest of this over here and this over here and this over here. Do you see how it shot straight through? Just keep watching. You will get to see what price does at this zone. It shot straight through. Let's see what it does. See how price is going through? See how we're not taking a trade off that? That's no trade for us. Spiked right back down in liquidity. You see that again? How it whipped right back down into liquidity yet again. Now, it shot down through here. We got to look though. Let's look at the chart. That's the 4 hour. The day is what we're worried about though. We're not worried about those candlesticks underneath that. Do you see how the market's building up in this zone right here? You see that? Okay, look at this. So that was our first day. Look at this. This was our day right here. See how it spiked straight through? I'm not in the business of sitting in trades forever unless I'm in profit. Why would I want to be the first person in the trade? Why would I want to be the first person in the trade? This is probably one of my favorite webinars that we've done in back testing, because we've literally missed 2 opportunities for a trade. Both of them went in our direction, right? Now, I'm not even counting the buy that we could have done down here that I didn't count, but the trades that we didn't get in, they both went in our direction, but we are not placing the trade. So do you understand why I say that? Because that right now helps us not lose this. What we just did and taking these trades, like doing the one over here. The first one that we didn't get into is right here because we wanted to come deeper in the zone and we were going to take that trade right there. It ended up going down. It ended up going down from right here. It ended up going down 630 pips from what we were setting our trade up for a sell about right here. And it didn't hit our order. And then the one that I was looking at saying that this would be one that retail zone would marry with the order block zone, that one ended up going up. Look, it's still going up. That one then went up probably the same amount from that area, 750 pips. Okay. The next trade that we were looking at off of break and retest right here, it went to right here, guys. This is all we got it to, going right here. And that trade ended up dropping 300 pips. Do you see why I say this, that we wait on the trade? This thing, we need to let it off initially, off rip. Yeah, that looks great off the daily. Let me start stacking my orders up. No. Why would you stack your orders up? This is too big of a stop loss. Why do you want to be one of the first people in the market? When you got real money, let the banks battle it out first. They're going to tell you where the zones are at. They're going to tell you where the stop loss is. Legitimately, no reason to fight them on that. It spiked right through liquidity. Do you understand all of your retail traders are trading off of this zone right here like some goofballs right here? All literally off. They're like, my stop loss is going to go right here and I'm going to be safe. Right here it's going to be my. Do you see that? Look at that spike through. They took them all out. All of them. That's where you literally they are trading right here. All your retail traders. They're like, yeah, this is a really good zone. And if they're a little bit smarter than regular retail traders, they're like, oh yeah, this is a daily sell zone. It's gonna marry with my retail zone, and I'm gonna get in. Well, you got most of it right, but you forgot about the waiting part. Let the market tell you where the stop loss is gonna go. Because now we see what just happened. It just whipped right through. So when you see that, just like I'm saying, when you let this thing really, really let the market tell you it, see how it popped that zone right there, came all the way up, came all the way back down. That retail zone married with that support, it also hit the order block zone. And that's your zone. And price set, it built up. What's the difference, guys, between this right here? You see how this thing just whipped right through and came through like that? What's the difference between that and this? No whip through, no fly through that zone. This was a retail support, but the deeper that it gets in liquidity and holds, the better for us. Because what's the worst that's going to happen when it builds up in the zone of liquidity? It builds up in the zone of liquidity and flies in our direction, or it builds up in liquidity and flies against us, and then we just trade break and retest because this is where the real money is. Because that's all that's going to happen. Literally, that's it. It's literally going to do this, and I hope that really made sense to you guys. I hope it really sticks, and if it doesn't, just rewatch the webinar. It comes down here. The worst it's going to do, guys, is build up, build up, build up, build up. Oh, damn, we were right. The next thing that it's going to do is going to be like build up, build up, build up. Oh, damn, we were wrong. Oh, retest liquidity. Holla at your boy. That's it. That's all that will be what happens right there. If it builds up in the zone, it literally is telling you that, hey, I know that it's like I don't even know, like, like, I don't know. It's like someone who used to like you, and they were like, "Yo, I know we haven't spoken a while, but just want to let you know I'm thinking of you, and if what's really good, you want to talk to me or whatever, and I'm here if you want to see me, and oh yeah, let's go." And or it's like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone." That's all that's gonna happen. That's it. It's gonna be just like that. And it's like, "Oh yeah, you wanna talk? But yep, okay, cool. You wanna do me? Okay, yep, cool." That's it. It's literally that's what the market's doing. It's just coming to you and saying, "Hey, how you doing? I know that you had me marked up like a year ago. I know that you had this liquidity zone, all the way back here from March the 9th of 2020, and it still respected you in April of 2020, and in May, and in June, and we were doing real good, you know what I mean? And I'm back, hey, a whole year later, how you doing? Are you good? And then you're like, oh yeah, looking good. Well, let me kind of see, test the water. Boom, goes in your direction. So right here, you got to see, do y'all still got chemistry? Is it still really right for me to step in? Is it still really good for me to slide through right now? Because you started this back in January the 6th of 2021, and we were doing real good in February of the 10th of 2021, and we were doing good in February 23rd. So what's really good is March the 17th. Are we good? Let the price go and hit and tell you first. Don't be the first person in the market. There's no reason to be. What's the purpose? I don't. There is no purpose of that. Let price tell you that, because the stop loss is still going to be too big, and let it tell you. And do you see how it reveals itself to you that that's not a good zone? It's just not a good zone. So we don't take the trade. So here we go. Price up in that level. Breakthrough. This is new day right here. That's a new day. See this here? So we got 1, 2, 3 days right there. You guys see that? here's your zone through here, guys. There. So we don't have a close underneath, and we don't have like a close above. Like we don't really have that. So this is our daily zone straight through here. There's not really too much that we have going on within that zone. Might be able to, if this next day candle closes underneath, we might be able to get a sell in there. That's a head and shoulders off of the hourly. Not too fond of them, as you see. There you go. See that move back there? And see how it just there's nothing like really too good looking about this. It's beyond the zone of liquidity off the daily. The next trade that we're going to be looking at taking is going to be like all the way up here. So there's really nothing within that zone that's too appealing. So we've let another day pass. The next day close is coming up soon. So you look at this here. So now we're getting into break and retest territory, but we still need these days to close through. We're going to need 2 more days in order for this thing to close through. So we become a break and retest trader. But see, there's not really been a true like break and retest that's went on. And then to kind of give you maybe an idea of if we could get a break and retest, we're kind of going to be looking at that right there. So it's not really going to the downside. It's trying to see how it kind of rejects pretty hard every time. That'd be a dual trend line that it's rejecting off of. We haven't really seen a clear break yet. We haven't really seen a clear break. So we want to see a clear break that actually goes on. Dang, it's only 8:20. I feel like it's like way later than that. But that's good. We got way more time. Oh, let me pause this. I don't know if anyone has said anything relevant. No, we're good. We're good. I'm just making sure. Let this thing keep playing. Not this analogy speaking to me. Yeah, I can't see your guys. I can't see anything, so I just wanted to make sure that it was all good. So as we see, do you guys see how that's going on through here? This is just not a trade. A whole bunch of build there. That it's a whole bunch of indecision. So there's not really been any breakout. It's just been sitting in that zone. See that? Look at this here. Here. There we go. This is no breakout. Like that's your daily touches of the trend through there. This has been no real breakout here. If anything, that'd be about a sell right there, honestly. I mean, looking at that, looking at this off this day, the reason I'm saying that is if you just see the daily wicks, boom, 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 that'd be like a sell off of that. But then that's again not enough days. This is 4,000% sure. This is about to be this is a zone right here. You see those days? See all that rejection right there over and over again through here? That's a zone. I'm definitely would be looking at selling that. And I'm glad that I did this. I'm getting better with the back testing. I'm getting better at shifting in and out of time frames more because normally I just let it go off the hourly and forget about it because I already have my daily zones marked up in real time. That's a little M-top that it did right there, but that's not enough. So this is a zone through here. See that? Bunch of rejections, bunch of rejections, bunch of rejections, a lot of rejections sitting right there. See what this looks like off of the, yeah. See, I'm just looking at what that thing looks like off of the hourly. That thing rejects right there. That's a super zone of liquidity. Just like you guys already know, we got the zone of liquidity down there. Has been no breakout, guys. No real breakout. This is a good zone of liquidity all the way up here, though. If there's any kind of, spike in that area, you can kind of see this is your zone through here. Oh, for sure. That's a 40 pip zone. The back of that wick is a 1,000 pips, but this is the major reversal zone right there. This looks real good in here. So there's been honestly no real breakout of this line right here. It's just teasing this line. Look at that. See that spike in liquidity right there? See this right here? I'm going to reverse this real quick. This is what I was saying. You see that immediate rejection that it did? So this is New York session. So let's scroll this back to the end of this day. Okay. This is why I was saying, I want you guys to really pay attention to what I just did, to exactly what I just did. I marked up this zone right here. Okay. I marked that zone up before it actually touched. So I'm going to scroll into this so you can see. The reason why I marked this up, we were not here yet. We were not here yet. This zone right here showed me reversal, 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 reversal. It showed me that this thing right here is a zone in which, oh, it's not really shooting to the upside, right? It keeps stopping there. Okay, you can see that. This is that little tip of the wick zone right here. See that? That's that little zone that I had straight through here. That's that little tip of the wick zone right through here. Okay. So this is liquidity. This is new money built up right here. And it's really struggling like to do any kind of like move there. It's really struggling. But this is what I would be looking for in real time. I'd be looking for this zone of liquidity to come back up and get hit. This is what I'd be looking for. And it honestly makes it all the better that this right here is the 4-hour close. I'm not going to be too concerned about that spike right there, but pay attention, okay? Here's my zone of liquidity right here. That's my really good zone right there, 50 pips. Love it. 50 pip rule comes into play, okay? We've got retail break and daily break and retest, but you can see it really good on retail zone. See that? So here we go. Clone it, pull it down like that. There's your zone. Probably pull it about like that. So see that there? Okay. Really nice zone. This is all really nice. So for me, I'd be looking at it coming back up and hitting this zone right here. And I would be looking at trades probably like this right here. So I'm going to do this real quick. You guys already seen it, but just watch. Watch what this looks like. So here's going to be a trade right here for me, okay? All right. So we can go, this is there. You could go 75 pips and it would go all the way up there. That would be like your trade all the way to the upside there. Me, I'm going to chance it and go here and say 60 pips is going to be like my zone right there. I'm actually going to go about right here in it, and I'm looking at something real quick. Yeah. So if it works, I'm going to show, well, actually, I'll just tell you right now. I don't want you thinking like, if it works, then I'll tell you. No, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to do this right now. Okay. So here's my zone that I'm going to be looking at taking the trade off of because this is the new money. I'm actually placing my stop loss outside of these dual trend lines. I'm not basing it off of this right here. I'm basing it off of these dual trend lines here. See that? So every one of my trades is going to trigger about right here, okay? So let me let this play a little bit so I can get a better idea of a stop loss because I might need to lower it down some more, okay? Because right now I'd actually need to have it right here. This is where I would need to have it. See where the price is at right here? See how it's following, following. So I'm good right now. So if price spikes right up, I'm good. So see that? That's the trade right there. I was just about to adjust this thing and I freaking paused it too soon. So this is how we would be looking at this. So see the spike straight up to there like that. This is what I'm looking at going on right now. You see how it literally spikes right up. I'm adjusting. So this trade would literally get missed for the current place that I have it at right now, which is literally fine. I'm not worried about it. But watch closely off of this zone. I'm going to scoot this over because this is how I'm doing this right here. Okay. I'm going to scoot this over here like this. These are the trades that I am looking at doing like this. Okay. These are all my trades here. That's what I'm looking at right there. So those are the trades. That's the first trade that I'd be looking at getting in. And that thing just freaking see. But notice that one wouldn't get in. Okay. That one, we would just say that one wouldn't get in. That trade right there, in a matter of from right here to here in what, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours would be up 240 pips and be up 4-1 off that one trade. See that? So, but do you see the reaction? What I want you guys to pay attention to is it's the reaction at this box right here. It's the reaction. Do you notice how it literally flew up there and flew down? We all remember I went to the daily chart and marked this up and I said, "Oh, here's where the new money is, right there." What you guys got to get good at is when you back test, shift in between when you have your monthly, weekly, daily charts up, shift in between those charts and make sure that you honor and say, "Oh, okay, the daily zone is building up here. There's a new daily sell zone. There's a new daily buy zone," right? New daily sell zone, new daily buy zone. Oh, I need to make sure that I mark this up in real time. Oh, okay, here's my hour chart is starting to get into that zone. I already got my stop loss in place. Let me start putting my trades in, right? We haven't really got into any trades in this moment, but it's fine because this webinar has been very good for other reasons. We haven't gotten in trades, but we've gotten in opportunities to see where how this actually works. So in doing this here, here's what you're looking at. This thing is honestly never broken out like at all. This has been an interesting little zone here. There's not been any real breakout here. It's just kind of set around. If you guys would look at taking trades off of this, you've got that thing has stayed above, that thing has stayed above, that stayed above, this has stayed above. These are trades you could take off of break and retest if you wanted to there. I mean, there's a support that's kind of getting thrown around, but it's this right now to me is retail. So we look at this, guys. Here's our trades here. So yeah, that one wouldn't have gotten hit. I'd have been a little salty on that, but it's okay. Plenty of other trades in the market. But again, you see the reaction. You can see the reaction that happens in that chart. This thing shoots up there to the upside. There you go. Now I'm using that. Now I'm using that zone there. Something similar to that. So it didn't go up and hit my area. The money was just a little bit before. You can see that. And all these things are okay. It's just, again, look at that. Look at that drop right there. Okay. So look, so let's go here, pull this back like this, shift it over to day. See that right there? There's your break and retest zone right there. So that thing had broken it. It had held, and it came back down. What would you need to see though? You need to see price actually hold on that. Literally, you need it. So this is the day chart, right? We need to see price reject this level off this day. It needs to reject the level. It needs to reject the level. I'm going to say it again. It needs to reject the level. It needs to reject the level. It needs to reject that level. It needs to show us that that is a stop loss for us. That's what it needs to do. So this trade right here, it didn't hit. We're not taking that again. That didn't hit either, okay? Those zones did not hit for us, okay? It's okay. They did not hit for us, all right? We need to let price, when it comes down to this level, do you see this again? You guys are not, why did I say this looks like a retail zone to me? Because it's just slapping it off the hourly. All these are retail buy zones right here. I'm not touching it. What's going to happen, guys, is whenever you get to a point, one, you practice this right now, what I'm showing you, When y'all get actually real money, 50,000, 100 plus $1,000, and you're in the market and you practice this right now, you are literally going to be putting these trades in no different than what you did right now, a year from now, and you're going to be going and enjoying your life on a damn beach somewhere. You're going to be some other country, some other place, living your life, and you're going to be practicing those habits right now. That's what you're going to be doing. The person that you want to become, you have to be right now. You got to be right now in this moment. So whenever you're doing this right here at retail zone, we're not trading it. We're not worried about it. And if price comes and shoots all the way down here, I need to see rejection. Show me something. Show me you reject this right here. Show me you reject this right there. Pull back. Don't pull back on a little hourly time frame. This new day just started over. This is the new day right now. Watch what the new day does. See if this actually shows us a rejection point right there. Retail double bottom. Get your stop loss hit. Holla at your boy. We're coming down to the big zone right now. This is the big daddy zone. Guess where we're coming to now, ladies and gentlemen? The actual real freaking money. So guess what we're going to be doing? Here is our zone right here. This is what we want to be looking at. Guess what? I'm letting you come all the way down into this zone right here. We already know where stop loss is off of this zone right here. We're not going off this little baby double bottom right here. We're not retail traders. We don't do that shit. We're not messing with that. I needed to see you reject right here. That's why I said it 15 times. Let that day candle reject, come back down over, show us that that's where the money is right now. It didn't. New candle started right here. Pay attention to my cursor. 1,500 is the close of the day, start of the new day candle. New money comes in, it's there off this day, it sits right there at that zone. See how it sits. Retail double bottom takes your money immediately. Doesn't go up. We're not taking that trade right there. We want big daddy double bottom. We not worried about little baby boy double bottom. We want big daddy double bottom. So guess what we're going to be doing? We already know what we're going to be doing. Here's our zone right here. We're not going to go all the way there like that. That's 900 pip zone. I will 1,000 million% take this trade every single time. I am not worrying about this right here. That's 40 pips right there. I will go about 75 pips right there. Make sure we got 67.5 basically. 60, so that is 20 pips below. 20 pips below my zone right there. This is the zone. And just, you know what? I'll pop it down just a little bit more and put it about right there, same exact spot. 75.9, we got our stop loss sitting right there. Let me make sure here. 77 basically. So I'm going to move it up. And this is going to be my zone about right here. So this is what I'm going to be doing right here. Look at this. 75, 75.9. And you guys will have the time to do this, guys. You'll literally have the time. 75.8. You guys will literally have the time to do this. This is the real money, though. It's coming down into real money. Let's pull this back real quick so we don't get lost in the sauce. Real money zone, okay? Real money zone. God dang it. This damn thing. I seen what happened, but it's fine. I just didn't want the thing to come out. I was just gonna redo it, but we're just gonna do this here. Okay. Here's the zone through here, guys. Here's my trades right here. I don't want to slow this thing down. This is what I'm looking at doing, and I am 100% okay if I miss this trade through here, okay? These are my trade setups right here, every single one. This is what I'd be looking at right there on all of them. Okay, I'm not going to go that low. This is about what I'm going to be looking at through here. Hold on. Make sure that this thing avoids every 77.6.8. Yeah, that's not as big of a stop as I want, but it'll be all right. We'll do it like this. So we got 40, 50, 65. 40, 50, 65 on gold. There we go. That's the zone that we're looking at right there. 3 to 1 here. These are the zones. There, this is double bottom. This is 3 to 1 right here. Zone comes down. There's liquidity right there. Pop liquidity. Hit our order 3 to 1 here. Let's see if this holds. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Look at the liquidity. Look at the liquidity. Look at the money. Do you see it? Woo! Is it going to hit? Look at it. Liquidity every single time, y'all. Look at it every time. If you didn't get in this trade already, you get in this trade now because this is boom. There you go. 3 to 1, 3 to 1, 3 to 1. Every single trade got hit. Every trade got hit. Every trade got hit. Because why? It is the real money zone. That is the real money zone. Real money. Look at that. Look at this. The spike it did right there. There's a spike right there. Comes over to here. It holds at that level because when you get really good at markups, guys, when I tell you that you will trust your markup and walk away and go do whatever the hell you're going to do today and not even think about it and just check it at the end of the day to see how much money you're up or see what you lost. And then if you see how much money you're up, you're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm up 7% on this trade. I'm up 5% on this trade, and I'm up 4% on this trade. I'm going to take one of my positions out and I'm going to go live my day. That's it. And you don't worry about bums that talk about you that have absolutely no idea how to do anything that trading at all besides complain. And you just keep making money. That's all you do. Every single, look at that. Every single trade, all of them get hit. If you wanted to wait and let this thing build up, this is what I'm talking about, guys. When you look at this here, okay? This is exactly what I'm meaning whenever I say this, okay? It builds up in liquidity. Do you see why I said this one did not build up in liquidity? But this is your order block zone. This is your money zone. It just shot through. It shot straight through. It didn't build up in it. Do you see how this one built up in that zone? See how it built up, and then took off? It literally did no different. Built up, built off, and then took off. This is a gimme. A gimme. End of the day candle closes right here. End of the day candle closes right here. Look at the day candle. Look at this. Why did I take this trade? Daily double bottom. Look at that. Daily double bottom. Daily double bottom. Daily double. What kind of trader are you? I am a double bottom trader. Okay, cool. You're a double bottom trader. It tells you exactly where the stop loss is. Put it in there. And just chill. Walk away. Live life. You're not worrying about it. That's your zone. Guess what we got up here that we not worried about? Goofy ass retail breaking retest zone. We not goofy ass breaking retail zone traders. That's not what we are. That's not even going to be a trade in our thought process. That's literally, we're not even going to go, oh, no, that's not a zone. Delete. The only zone that we care about are these gold zones that are marked up right now. That's it. That's all we care about. Look at this one trade. What I love about this session, guys, is we didn't get in the trade right here, but it went in our direction. That's what I said at the beginning of the webinar. Do not worry about it if you miss the trade. It's better to see the trade go in your direction and not get in than it is to be the first person in and get your stop loss hit. Because you're the person that is building, that these orders are getting built up on. Because that you're the one that's getting your stop loss hit. Because you want to be number one in. It ain't about being first in the market in here. It's about being last, and it's about timing and being right. It's about the market flying in your direction. That's what it's about. It's timing. So you said it here, right? We wanted that break and retest to happen. Remember right here off of this zone here? This is our trade that we were looking at. I just deleted the lines. This was it right there. And there was the sell zone right there. We wanted that to come right up there. It didn't hit. It still dropped 260 pips. And we was in the right direction. It just didn't hit it. Right here, that, and do you understand those two opportunities that we didn't get in right here and right here? Do you understand that saved you in not getting in right there? It saved you in not getting in right there, meaning your stop loss would have been the first one getting hit right there. Done. Stop loss immediately hit. Okay, cool. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but as a mentor, I'm here to teach you how to not lose money. Also, how to not lose money. And that was the move right there that you didn't lose money on. Nothing really happened here. This was that zone I moved out. If you would have gotten in right there, I was doing a little bit differently. If you would have gotten in off of this zone right here, you would have made money 4 to 1. 4 to 1 on that trade, it wouldn't have went in your direction. Oh, and guess what? You could have held that trade all the way down here until the 30th, and you would have got in win on the 25th. And by the end of the week, you would have been up 670 pips all the way down there. Same stop loss you would have been chilling on right here. Pull this thing down right here like this. Put the same stop loss I had on, 60 pips, all the way down there. You'd have been literally just checking your trade at the end of each day, and you'd have been up 11 to 1. Timing, guys. Do you see how perfect I'm letting the market sit? I ain't just making this up. This is how you can tell a definition of a true trader. They can sit here and give you the exact way that you trade day in and day out, show you every single time entry strategy, exit strategy, exactly what it is, because it's a fucking game. That's all it is a game. I literally get on here and play a game every single day. That's why whenever you talk, these people are over here talking and being retarded. Bro, go back test. Go get better at trading. Stop talking about people that did nothing wrong to you. Stop worrying about how to get all this money back and figure out how to make back $15 million. You're over here worried about a couple $100. Get on here and tell me something that you didn't do already before that you wasn't able to do 2.5 years ago. Show me something. And that's what I'm trying to get each and every one of you guys to understand. I'm showing you this right in front of your face every time. Every time we're getting on here, we're not losing money on trades that we don't need to lose money on. And what are we coming over here and doing? Oh, in a day, my bad, 8.8 to 1. Oh, my bad, 7.6 to 1. Oh, my bad, 5 to 1. And we didn't do any. We weren't on. Oh, 11 to 1 over here. This is where the real money is at. Bums trade right here. Servant mindsets, mentalities, poor mindsets, they trade all right in here. They're worried all about that. But the kings and queens are like, you know what? I've tamed my bullshit servant mentality. I'm coming down here and I know exactly what I'm looking at doing. I know what I'm waiting on to happen. And you just sit and you let the market pay you. You're not worrying about that. That's a daily double bottom. Do you understand? You could literally take one of these trades right now. Take one of these trades right now. You know what? I'm going to take the 5 to 1 trade. Chill. We'll take the 5 to 1 trade. This thing can come all the way back down, guys, and you still are up 3 to 1. Or 3. Yeah, 3 to 1, sorry. You're still at 3%. And you got in these trades, let's just say March 30th, you got in these trades. Because that would be the day. By the next day, you are up. This was 8.8 to 1. So 9 to 1 at the tip of this move. You're up 9 to 1. This one, you're up 7.6 to 1. And that one, you're up 5 to 1. Talk to me. 21% in a day. In a day. You're chilling. Stop loss held. You're not doing anything. And guess what? You're still getting paid. While they still talking and they still worrying about you, you still getting paid. Look, still getting paid. Not doing nothing. I'm going to go ahead and end this in a second. Don't worry about it. You still getting paid. Not doing nothing. 13 to 1. 11 to 1. Not doing nothing. Guess what? Take half your position on both of them. You're still up what? That's 20. That's 13 right there. You're still up 23 to 1. Take out half your position on both of them. You're just chilling. Still, you're chilling. Things still sitting there. Check it at the end of the day. Right here, it's at 15. This is the end of the day right here. You take out that position right there. And guess what? You're still chilling. It's still going up. You're not doing anything. Breaking retest off of a retail zone right there. That's liquidity right there. Should keep going up. Guess what it's doing? Still going up. Hit another zone of liquidity. That's the daily zone right there. Take all your positions out. You just sat there for what? That's a whole week went by. And what did you do? You managed your trades. That's all you did. Retail buying zone sitting right here, guys. Retail break and retest zone sitting right here, guys. Clockwork. 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 And we still getting paid. You took that trade out of 5 to 1, and guess what? You got 14 to 1 and 16 to 1. And if you took out half your position right there, you're chilling. And we started all this on when? And this is one, we started all this, what, right here? March the 2nd. Look at the date. March the 2nd, down here. March the 2nd, 1 month of back testing. We did not lose a trade here. We did not even count this trade right here. I'm not counting it. We didn't take a trade right there. We looked to get an entry in right here. We didn't get it. But the one trade that we got in paid us 5-1 on that one. We're up 14-1 on that one. And we are up 16-1 on that one. Talk to me. Talk to me. Bums. Got me over here turned up. I wish I could do a trading competition with these buffoons. Stupid. Anyway, while I'm over here being cold, and while I'm over here showing y'all how this shit worked, and we over here, we have not had a single time in these last 4 weeks, one single time, that we have not made at least 20% on one pair in 1 month. One pair in 1 month. But I'm a demo trader. And I don't make no money. It's all good, though. It'd be funny. Tell them to get on the webinar and learn life. A year from now, they're going to be like, well, I just can't seem to make money. Oh, no. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, why you think IML kicked me out, dumbass? Because I was actually teaching people what to do and actually making money, buffoon. They don't even know a single thing. They don't get it. Buffoons. Spend 2.5 years with someone and you're still incompetent. Funny. Hey, I just let results speak for themselves. I'm gonna just let this withdrawal speak for themselves since I trade demo. Make sure I tag y'all in it. Repost it for bums to see. Anyway, does anyone have any questions? Go ahead and let them know real quick. I ain't even seen the chat. When was this? Holla at your boy. Not the bums. 2.0. Yeah, 2.0. JDR, that's only 35% in a week. Can you stop? Tell them get on the webinar. Hell yeah. They're too salty for that. Has anybody got any questions, though? With my new laptop that I bought with the challenge money. It's kind of weird. I do things for a certain reason, and I don't get things in certain times. And I'm pretty aware of what goes on around me, but I don't know. I kind of gotten everything after the challenge got canceled like 2 months ago. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know, though. It's weird. It's just weird. Things get weird. I don't know, Devin. Where was that $100,000 from the other day? And Mike, I don't know. I just weird. Things get weird whenever I use the challenge money to get things. I don't know. It's weird. I guess I'd duplicate. I mean, that would be smart for me to duplicate all the money that people paid me for challenges and do that. Because, I mean, I could do that. I mean, that would be smart. I don't know. I just need to go play some Drake songs on my story. Let them hate some more. It'd be funny, though. These back test calls. Hey, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I have a question.
Uh-oh, Rebecca slid in. There's no sunset tonight? You ready? Woo!
Okay, so the order blocks and the trend lines, which ideally, I know you want them to marry and then you take the trade because it's stronger that way. But if you don't have them married, which one holds more weight?
So, I like that question. That's a good question. So let's review this real quick. So, you are saying, right? So for instance, you're saying this trend line right here, right? And you're saying
Mm-hmm.
that order block?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, so this is a trend, but this is just like a diagonal order block. So people think that order blocks are only left to right, but they're also diagonally. So that's essentially what a trend is. A bank trades off of a trend, right? So all order blocks are actually also diagonal as well. So people like to do like the order block method because they go off of round numbers over here, which is also true, but the banks trade off of liquidity. So all an order block is actually a liquidity zone. So when you understand where the liquidity is, you just need to allow liquidity to build up to give you a valid stop loss. So when you look at this initial trade right here that I was talking about, see how liquidity flew straight through? It actually flew through that zone and it didn't build up like it did here and it built up here. See that? So see these two
Mm-hmm.
area? Okay. So since it didn't build up, right? It'd be nice if like it went this was up here and it went like up to there and did that and then dropped and that these like married over to there, but it didn't. That's the reality of it, is it didn't. So when we do this, that's why you just wait. That's why I switched from waiting on multiple confirmations to just literally letting the market build up in a zone, and off that one confirmation that it's a bank zone, it literally tells me exactly where my stop loss is. So instead of me going and be like, I need at least three confirmations to trade, right? Because I think you're kind of going based off that. I just need the market to tell me off of the liquidity zone, which is this trend, or this zone right here, or this zone right here. I just need it to tell me where my stop loss is going to go. So for this thing, for instance, over here, when we were talking about this, and I was saying um, I wasn't going to count this as a trade, even though we have this liquidity zone right here, we have build up, build up, build up, build up, and then there's your zone. Well, you pretty much have a set stop loss already now. So that's like your set stop loss. That's your set zone right there. So since you have that already, it's marrying with your liquidity zone right here, which is your daily time frame and above. So it's marrying with that. You're not always going to get a trade that looks this pretty here, and it's okay if it doesn't do this, because what would have happened would have been this. I would have said, and this is where this I just said I wasn't going to count this, but this it did exactly what I would normally. I said I wouldn't count this because it already went up, and I didn't want anybody thinking I was like, oh, I already know it's going up, so I'm going to take the trade. No, I'm not going to count it because I just want you guys to see I'm not cheating per se. Because if I do it on here and cheat, then if I do it in the market, I'm gonna lose money. It's the market will expose you. That's just what it will do. So here's your zone through here. This is your liquidity zone. This is a retail zone marrying with a bank zone. This is a bank zone. It goes all. This is your bank zone through here. All you need is price to build up in that zone. That's your build up right there. There's your takeoff right there. So if this thing would have came up and stopped right here and came back down, that would have been your trade right in here. Could have been a trade because your stop loss would have been below that wick. You wouldn't have taken it here because this comes first. This comes before this. If it comes down to there, that's fine. So when we extend it over to here, you watch this line right here. I need price to build up in that zone. So just keep watching over here. It's got to build up in that zone. So if it doesn't see, okay, there's a little tap right there, but it needs to build up, not shoot through, but build up. That's not a build up in there. That's just a little tap. Okay. Here, boom. See that right there? No build up. See the difference right there, Rebecca? No build up. I just shot straight through. See how it shot straight through liquidity?
Mm-hmm.
And then do you see how right in here it built up in liquidity
Yeah.
and it shot up? And that's whenever when it sits there in that zone, you have a total of, so March 8th at 5 p.m., okay, all the way until about March 8th at, what time is that? That's like 10? No, that's like 9 p.m. So you got from basically 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. to make a decision and say it's built up in that zone enough. It's holding, because the only thing that's going to happen at this point is it's either going to shoot up because the liquidity is there for a buy, or it's going to shoot down and you're going to take break and retest for a sell. You see that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. You also mentioned like this one comes first before this one. So that's where you'd put your positions first. Is that what you kind of mean?
When I said, what do you mean whenever I say this one comes first? Like,
Like the order block.
oh,
Yeah, the order.
oh. Yeah, well, that was a different, yeah, that was if it like did this. And that's your double bottom. And this comes first before this. See what I mean? Like, but
Hmm. Okay.
that's what I mean. But that didn't happen, so you're not worried about that. What you're worried about is it's building up right here, so take the trade, take the move right there. So what would happen is it would come through here, come back into daily liquidity and shoot down like that. That's what would happen. That's how that works right through there.
Got it.
Yeah, so when now look at this example, that's buildup in liquidity there, it shoots up. Okay. You look at the example here, you're going to want it to build up in liquidity right there. So see how it didn't build up in liquidity and it just shot up? That's no buildup of liquidity. So you're not going to take the trade there. That's going to save you money. That's going to be like, oh, I don't need to take that trade because why would I take that trade? I need to let the money tell me if it's actually still there in real time, right? And so that's
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's how you avoid getting in trades for no reason. So this we already know is a double bottom. So that's why I originally took that trade immediately because this is our double bottom zone right here. So we're in this all. We already know small. I'm going to take it down deeper in liquidity and I'm going to put my stop loss below that wick right there, about 15 pips below to 20. I'm going to go right below that zone. And then that's the trades that we got into. But you'll see it does the same thing. I didn't let it build up and I just said, hey, I'm going to take these trades right here. But as you see, do you see the buildup of price right there? And then it just
Yeah,
took off.
clearly.
Yeah. So, and that's why I say go to the hourly to find your stop loss. So see, if you even let price build up, build up, build up, build up, build up. So you look at it here, this is 7 in the morning. So all the way here, this is end of the day. That's if 1500, that's end of the day. So you want to let a whole day build up right there. Well, even if you go stop loss below this, you see how you're still below it there? So even if you don't get in right then, you can just put your stop. You can say, oh, end of the day, I'm just going to get in right there. It comes all the way down here at midnight. Okay, this is the end of the day. This is 1 in the morning. This is 11 to midnight right there. Okay, even if you want to wait until the morning time of 7 in the morning and take the trade, you just put your stop loss, you take your trades, and this was my biggest stop loss, right? This was my smallest stop loss, second smallest stop loss right there. Right here, if you're like right in here, this one, you're getting a stop loss in at about 82. That is about 70 pips right there from this wick right here. And you're like, I'm just going to take all my trades there. That's the buildup of volume that it does right in this area right here. You get enough buildup of volume right here. And then there goes your takeoff right there. And see how that's not a retail zone. That's you're actually taking it based off of the bank, and you're taking it based off of who has the real money. And that double bottom secures your stop loss from way over here. But then even if you don't want to do that and you just want to wait on liquidity to build up, you can take it up based off of this wick right here and pull your stop loss down, and you are still at you're at 1679. Yeah, 1679. And your stop loss is at 1675. So that is about 40, we'll just say 30 pips below that stop loss. So that's safe. So did all that make sense what I just explained?
Yep. Thank you.
That was a good question that you asked. Very good question. I'm sure everybody appreciated that. More insight. Fire webinar. These Thursdays webinars, they might all be must watches, y'all. God dang. They might all be must watch. Last week was a must watch too. It'll be good though whenever we do the new integration of the academy. It's going to be lit. I actually talked to my website designer tomorrow, and I use all the funded challenge money and all my Elite Zone money to pay for the website tomorrow. I love it. Hey, at least y'all know I love to troll people. Anybody who act weird towards me, I put that same energy back. Same energy back. But no, I actually I talked to him tomorrow to see about the website. So all the new stuff is going to be getting integrated pretty quickly. So it's going to be pretty lit. All of the I'm going to be reaching out to a few of you guys because the new academy is going to be unlike anything. It's really going to be unlike anything I've ever seen. I haven't seen other academies marketed in the way that I'm about to do what I'm going to do for the new academy, and how I'm going to do it. So it's going to be really cool. I'll probably tell you guys, I might tell you guys what it's going to entail, or I might surprise you, but I might tell you. I don't know. I'll sit on. I'll let it marinate a little bit. But just know, you guys, when you go through the new academy, it's going to be lit. It's going to be really lit. I'm changing the whole front office, back office. All of that stuff is going to be changed. I'm going to get my online store going for the products and everything like that. So yeah, it'll be good. It's going to be nice. Everything that's going to be coming in, and that's going to be coming this year. So everything's going to be coming this year. So after the 31st, that's whenever all of you guys who are here that move on, that hadn't met the requirements, that do it, all you guys are going to be moving on. But it's not going to be any different than what I'm doing right now. Like the Elite Zone's not going to be any different. The price is obviously going to be different. As you see, we spend a full 2 hours on this session every Thursday because it's important that we really go everything. I want to give everybody adequate time to ask the questions that you guys need to, and make sure everybody's good on it. And we go through about a whole month of trading every time. So we pop into the hyperbolic time chamber every single time. That's what we get into. So we go through about a month of back testing, and it takes about an hour and a half. I mean, that's about how long it's going to take. So when you guys do this on your own, go and do it. Just let a whole month go by in your trades, and practice. And this was a really good webinar for the fact that we didn't I'm not taking, when you seen our trade that we were looking at taking, the first one was coming up here, and it still ended up dropping like 600 pips all the way down here of doing nothing. 600 pips all the way down there. And then I didn't count this trade, but this would have been one. You see, it's no different than the ones that happened here that happened here. No build up in price straight through. Stop loss gets hit. I'm not taking that trade. Build up in price. Stop loss holds there. I'm taking that trade. Build up in price right here. Stop loss would hold. I would be taking that trade. Trade that another one that we wanted right here was off the break and retest zone. Remember, it was off of here. It was basically off of that right there. That little zone. It was like straight through here off of these zones like that. And we wanted it to come up and hit right there. And we were going to do M top there. There's your push up. There's your pull back. There's your move right there. M top. Stop loss up there. Didn't hit. Still dropped 260 pips. No trade right here because we need a buildup of price. We need to let price build up. Shot straight through. No trade. Next trade would have been right there. If you guys would have gotten in right there, did your stop loss above there, that trade would have dropped 11 to 1 in profit. But only one order would have got put in. And then this was our trade that paid us. And I mean, like I said, take out one trade at 5 to 1. And then you still got this one that went 14 to 1. That one went 16 to 1. You could, what was it, up like 23%? Take out half those positions. You take out 11%. So you make 11%, 5%. That's 16%. And then when this thing goes up there, right there, you make like another what? 10% on that, and that's like 26% ROI in a matter of a week, and you did nothing. And that's why I say, find like 5 pairs that you guys really like, because you shouldn't really be trading every day. Like, it shouldn't be something that you're going to be doing every day. But when your trades hit, let them things roll, because you're going to get paid out nicely on them. That's why I was telling you guys last week when we were doing the back testing. I'm like, we were up 7 to 1 on this one. We were up 7-1 on the next one, and I think we were up like 10-1 on the next one, and then the last one we did the holla at your boy GG's in the chat, and it dropped in like an hour like 21% in profit. So like the whole position, and it kept dropping after that. So that's what I'm talking about. You guys are going to get paid. You see my stop losses were bigger on gold. I did 75 was my max, and that was like 60 pip right here. This one was like 45, and this one was 40. I don't know why that was 60, 45, 40, but it's all good. Probably should have been 60, 45, and 35 would have made more sense. So yeah, but anyway, it's all good. We still made money and we protected our accounts. That's the biggest thing. Trading should be fluent. You should be in flow with the charts. It shouldn't be a hard thing. You should be trading this, and it's an investment for you. I learned a lot in the last year and a half in my trading journey, a whole bunch of stuff about the market, about the real market, and losing the money that I did, now making the money that I have in the last couple of months, or in the last 6 months, and doing the things that I've done. It's really helped me seeing the stuff that Cervexis that they showed me with their broker, how the broker lines with the bank. That's been, as you see, my trading has changed drastically in the last 3 months. It's changed a lot. The way that I was doing it was making me money, but I was losing too much money before I would make money, right? I would, just like I was showing you, I would have looked at taking this trade off of 3 touch rod. I'd been like, 3 touch to infinity. Yeah, that shit don't work. Don't work. It doesn't work as in the bank, they don't care about your 3 touch to infinity rule. They don't. They don't care. But I was losing off of that. I would make money off of it, but I'd be losing too much. And I'd break and retest. It comes back over here. Oh, let me get in the zone right here because here, and then I'd lose on that trade. And so I'd lose too many times. So the account growth couldn't really happen the way that I wanted it to. It couldn't really turn up the way that I wanted to. And so seeing all that, I'm like, okay, I see what I got to do. I see how I got to change this. And that's what really, really changed it a lot. It was actually in the last year, literally like a year ago. That's when I've had my biggest gains in everything that I've done. And I've just been using it over and over and over and over and over. And I've just gotten better at it. I just keep back testing, back testing, back testing, back testing. And I've just gotten really good at it because I do this back testing for like a 2 hour time period, but I'm going through like a month and a half worth of trades. And when you go through a month and a half worth of trades in 2 hours, it's just the coolest thing because you're literally speeding up time. Literally, right in front of your face. We went through March the 2nd all the way to April the 6th. And literally, we did one trade, didn't get the trade. Another trade I didn't count. So we did basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities to get in trades in 1 month on one pair. 6 opportunities to get into a trade. Literally. That in an hour and a half time span. Because I talked a little bit before. In an hour and a half time span, we had 6 different opportunities. There'll be a time when we get a trade where we'll have 6 different opportunities, and we damn near might make money on all 6 of them. But you guys got to get good at this back testing. Go practice whenever we get off here. You guys got to get good at this. This is what's going to set you apart for real. Doing this is going to set you guys so far apart from the rest of anybody. It's gonna be absolutely um, on a whole nother level for you. This is gonna take you guys literally to a whole nother level. So hopefully this was a great. Does anybody have any more questions before I hop off here? I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna go eat because I'm doing this 36-hour fast. So I actually haven't even thought about food until I thought about food. Right now, my stomach's like, bro. Everybody good though? This is a good session right here.
I
Great.
have a question.
What's up?
So the new website, is it going to be better than IML?
All right, Tim. 100%, bro.
All right.
Yeah, Rebecca, full moon fast. Full moon fast. Let's get it. We love it. We love it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side. Um, I will see you guys. Oh, No, yeah, we'll have Sunday session. We'll have Sunday session. I'm doing the course this weekend. I'm doing the Avatar course this weekend. So it starts on Saturday and goes all the way until Sunday of next week or something like that. So wish me luck on these 7 a.m. days. God bless. I gotta wake up at like 6 o'clock and go till 4. So it'll be an interesting week. But anyway, it'll be all good though. It's gonna make me even better in all ways. But all right, y'all. You guys have a great one. You guys have a blessed one. I will see you guys next week. Hit me up if you need anything.